I do believe that adding George Pickens gives you another weapon, which they've been craving for the last 4 years. And CeeDee Lamb has not had another weapon really since, you know him as Amari Cooper, who was traded over there to the Raiders. It has not worked for them. Actually, it wasn't the Raiders. It was the Browns, Cleveland Browns. I'm sorry. Right now, if you look at the position that the Cowboys are in, they needed another weapon. They needed a weapon that's going to absolutely take away double teams in the open field on CeeDee Lamb, and it made a lot of sense, being that George Pickens might have been the best receiver available, but the biggest mouth in the NFL. Now, if it works, it's a home run for the Cowboys. Absolute home run. But as we all know, Pittsburgh, former Pittsburgh wide receivers that have left Mike Tomlin, it never does. As we've seen it many, many times over, including a guy named Le'Veon Bell that was screwing, as he's a disgusting pig, his own cousin at the age of 13 years old. There is no control over these Pittsburgh Steelers. There's no nonsense that is never taken from Mike Tomlin and his coaching staff. This guy should have never finished the season on the Pittsburgh Steelers for all the things that you've heard on and off the field. And honestly, there's no control over these players over in Pittsburgh. And it's the perfect team, ladies and gentlemen, for him to go to. Why? Because this is an organization that took Greg friggin' Hardy. Yes, we all know what Greg Hardy did, how despicable and disgusting he is. Well, they went on and they dug their hands deep. And obviously Jerry Jones dug deep into his pockets or his pants to whip it out. And he's probably hanging out with Deshaun Watson because this guy is an absolute debacle. I'm interested to see how this is going to work. I know CeeDee Lamb had his own thoughts to, obviously, Dak Prescott. Now you're bringing this guy in. This is never going to work. And if it works, it's a slam dunk. It's a slam dunk. And Dak wanted that other weapon. But how is this going to work when you know CeeDee Lamb is the guy, and this guy has always thought of himself as the guy? And if he's not the guy, boy, oh boy, he's going to stamp his feet and complain and cry the river. It's never going to work with the press over there with the Cowgirls. And I believe that one way or another, this is going to cause friction in that locker room when it comes to Dak Prescott and the offensive line and everybody on the offensive side of the ball. This is a bad move for the Cowboys. There is no way it's going to work over there. CeeDee Lamb is too big of a personality. We all know CeeDee Lamb is not going to sit still. He didn't sit still with the Dak Prescott situation. I love Dak. I root on Dak, and if there's anybody that deserves an opportunity to have another weapon on the other side, that's great. I just don't trust the Cowboys. You have a new coach there. You don't even have Mike McCarthy there. You have a rookie coach that's never done it before. We know Schottenheimer, as I know Schottenheimer, because at one point he was Rex Ryan's offensive coordinator. Right. So I know all about Brian Schottenheimer. It doesn't work when you bring in a rookie coach who has no control or has never controlled a dumb, crazy personality like George Pickens. It is crazy. I don't get it. I don't get it. You bring in a rookie coach and you're going to bring this mess in? I would have taken anybody else but this guy. This is not smart for the Cowboys. But hey, if it works, he looks like a genius. Jerry Jones looks like a complete genius.
He was offered to the entire league. There's reports coming out on The Athletic today about nobody wants him, that he's just like what you expect. If Tomlin's giving up on someone for a third-round pick, and a pick swap in like 6th or 7th round or whatever it's going to be. I didn't see the final report on it. It's probably like close to a lost cause. But he was so productive. So you wonder what happened. And I think he became like a cancer in the locker room. I don't think, and like it was great to have like CJ Wilson on. He was talking about Shador about this, but it doesn't have to just be the quarterback. If the other guys don't want to block for you, if the other guys don't trust you, it's a problem on the team. And Pickens is so immature. He basically forced this to happen is what all the articles, there's like 3 of them, a couple of different authors from The Athletic writing about it, just killing this guy, just killing him. And it makes me very happy as a Giants fan that the Cowboys added like the absolute combustion.
I like that.
Flame
combustion.
that's going on right here.
Bursting in your pants. Sorry.
Is he like? Do you think he's an AB 2.0?
He's not that
I
good.
don't know if he's like that. I think AB's like. I mean, AB's really funny on social media.
Oh,
like, he has like
hilarious.
a pretty ridiculous sense of humor. I think he's just a crazy bastard. AB. This guy's kind of a douche.
But they said
is
he's a
what
hit
I'm
trip.
getting.
They said that he has those tendencies, that he needs help, that he might have bipolar disorder.
So
they said that there's things
we
about
mentioned
him.
that earlier today. I was talking to you about that. I think if it's either because we see him do like the Macho Man elbow drop in the middle of plays, getting 15-yard penalties, doing dumb stuff like just
You almost said it. Go
grabbing
ahead, say
face
it. Let it go.
masks.
Let it go.
But you know, like it's just that you can't do things like that. It's not winning football. You have to realize that your actions affect other people, and in the NFL, it affects other people's ability to get paid. And that's what really bothers people when you get to this level. It's not just college, not just having fun anymore. It's, you know, your NIL money is whatever it is, no matter what you do, right? This is like you get to the Super Bowl, there's more money, right? You get to these different like all pro teams, all these other teams. Well, what if you don't make it because the running back doesn't get to that extra $1 million incentive because George Pickens won't block a freaking fly out there downfield, so he doesn't get the extra 70 yards he needed to get $1 million. That's a real thing.
I was surprised that the Eagles were not interested. He's a Bulldog. He knows a bunch of those guys over there with the Eagles. It would have made a lot of sense. A.J. Brown maybe controls him in the locker room because A.J. Brown is a leader. I thought that would have made a lot of sense. I don't think they didn't want to deal with it. I don't think I'm sure the Eagles were interested, but they were like, I don't want to deal with this crap. I don't want to deal with this person.
AJ Brown will
Like,
have to have him read his book.
Like football-wise, it should make sense. Like, let's face it.
He's a good player.
CeeDee Lamb plays in the slot as much as he plays outside of the slot. He can do everything on the football field. So you can move him around. You can put Pickens on the other side. You can put them on the same side of the field and really give teams trouble. And you know, the double team's probably going to go to Lamb no matter what. He's a much better player than Pickens, in my opinion. But if you put him in the slot, you know, teams will try to inside out. They'll do different strategies. Pickens is, you know, but can he keep his head on straight? And this is his last real chance to really be a star in this league. Because he could be a star in the star, you know, like on the star, literally, in Dallas. But everyone's betting against it. Everyone's coming out killing this guy. Everyone.
I hope
why
he's
didn't the Eagles take him? They should know best. They have all the Bulldogs. Wouldn't they give him a recommendation if he was only costing a third-round pick? And they probably were like,
well,
they already traded one last year.
They won a
Doc.
Super Bowl. They won a Super Bowl, and I don't think they want to deal with any craziness that's going to be – because we all know what they did to the other crazy guy. Reddick went to the Jets. How did that work out?
Yeah.
It didn't work out very good. They win a Super
could've
Bowl.
seen,
Reddick leaves.
what's his face?
And they win a Super Bowl.